Have you noticed how tasks that used to be effortless now leave you tired? Perhaps getting up from a chair takes more effort than it should? You're not imagining things, and it's not just normal aging. Here's a shocking truth. By age 80, your muscle mass will likely have shrunk by half compared to your prime years. This process begins much earlier than most realize, typically accelerating after 50. This isn't just about aesthetics. We're talking about sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss that silently steals independence from millions worldwide. It affects over 50 million people, and falls caused by weak muscles send more than 300,000 people to hospitals annually. Muscle loss impacts every system in your body. Your metabolism slows, increasing fat storage, your bone density decreases, your balance deteriorates, multiplying fall risk, your blood sugar regulation diminishes, even your immune system becomes compromised. After age 50, most adults lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass yearly. By 70, that's a 30% loss, becoming 50% by age 80. The compounding effect is devastating. What's disturbing is that conventional advice doesn't address this properly. Just stay active isn't enough. Walking helps heart health but does little to prevent the loss of fast-twitch muscle fibers, those responsible for strength and preventing falls. Even more troubling, many medications prescribed to adults over 50 actually accelerate muscle loss. Statins, blood pressure medications, and corticosteroids can hasten sarcopenia, yet this side effect is rarely discussed. Most people accept this decline as inevitable, just part of getting older. They adjust their lives, reduce activities, and gradually surrender independence, never realizing there might be another way. But here's where everything changes. What if severe muscle atrophy isn't inevitable? What if much of what we've accepted as normal aging is actually preventable? Recent research from the Journal of Physiology has completely upended our understanding of muscle aging. Their groundbreaking study discovered something remarkable. Some individuals in their 70s and 80s maintain the strength, function, and appearance of someone decades younger. While peers struggled with basic tasks, these exceptional people continued, living independently well into their 90s. What's astonishing? In strength tests, these super-agers often outperformed adults half their age. These aren't genetic outliers. Through careful analysis, researchers identified specific habits these individuals shared. Many didn't even begin serious exercise until their 60s or 70s. The implications are revolutionary. We're seeing people reverse decades of muscle loss. In one striking case, a 75-year-old regained the muscle mass and strength he had at 55 after just 18 months following these protocols. Beyond muscles, when you restore muscle mass, your cognitive function improves, your hormonal balance shifts toward a youthful profile, your energy levels increase, your resistance to illness strengthens, your mood and outlook transforms. This isn't wishful thinking, it's observable science. MRI studies comparing leg muscles of typical 75-year-olds with those following these protocols show dramatic differences. Where regular seniors show muscles infiltrated with fat and reduced in size, the intervention group displays dense, well-defined muscle tissue resembling much younger individuals. What's revolutionary is that these findings challenge our understanding of aging. Much of what we attributed to chronological age is actually the result of specific, modifiable factors. Your chronological age may be inevitable, but your biological age, how your body actually functions, is remarkably fluid. Muscle. Tissue is one of the most adaptable systems in the human body, capable of regeneration at virtually any age. So what separates these exceptional individuals from their peers? What secrets have they discovered that 93% of adults over 50 have no idea about? Contrary to expectations, it's not about grueling exercise regimens or extreme diets. Superagers follow specific science-backed habits that work synergistically to preserve and build muscle mass. Most remarkable is that many strategies directly contradict conventional wisdom. Some practices are actually discouraged by well-meaning physicians unfamiliar with the latest muscle physiology research. Did you know that certain types of stress, applied precisely, actually trigger regenerative responses in aging muscle? Or that protein timing might matter more than total amount? The advice to take it easy as you age may be among the most damaging recommendations. Comfort and convenience accelerate muscle decay. What I'm sharing isn't speculation or the latest health fad. Each strategy is grounded in peer-reviewed research from prestigious institutions like Harvard Medical School, the Mayo Clinic, and the Buck Institute for Research on Aging. Let's explore the 7 science-backed habits that can help you maintain and regain muscle strength, starting with number 7. The 7th habit. Hormetic stress. One counterintuitive discovery in longevity research is hormesis, the phenomenon where mild stress actually strengthens biological systems. It's literally what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Superagers deliberately expose themselves to controlled hormetic stressors that trigger defense mechanisms, allowing for muscle preservation into advanced age. The primary hormetic stressor they use is temperature variation. Brief exposures to cold and heat activate different physiological pathways that protect muscle tissue. Cold exposure, such as ending showers with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water, activates brown adipose tissue and releases adiponectin, a hormone that protects muscles from breakdown. Heat exposure through sauna use activates heat shock proteins that repair damaged proteins within muscle cells. A Finnish study found that regular sauna use, 4 to 7 times weekly, was associated with 40% less muscle loss over a 10-year period. The second hormetic stressor is time-restricted eating, consuming all daily calories within an 8 to 10-hour window. This practice stimulates autophagy, the cellular cleaning process that improves mitochondrial function in muscles. The third hormetic stressor involves brief but intense muscle contractions, pushing or pulling against immovable objects at maximum effort for 5-10 seconds. These short yet powerful contractions signal muscle cells to remain large and active without stressing joints. Start with just one form of hormetic stress and gradually incorporate others. The beauty is they require minimal time commitment, often just minutes per day, yet activate genetic pathways that would otherwise remain dormant as we age. The 6th habit, protein timing. While most nutrition advice focuses on what to eat, when you eat protein may be even more critical than how much you consume. Scientists call the progressive decline in protein utilization that occurs with age anabolic resistance. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to protein's muscle-building signals. Superagers understand that spreading protein intake throughout the day creates multiple opportunities for muscle protein synthesis, rather than overwhelming the system with a single large dose. The same amount of protein consumed in 3 evenly spaced meals produces 25% more muscle protein synthesis than when concentrated in a single meal. Most people make a critical mistake, getting almost all daily protein at dinner. This means muscles spend much of the day without building blocks needed for repair and growth. The optimal approach? Aim for 25-30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal. This amount creates a pulse of amino acids that overcomes age-related anabolic resistance. For context, 25-30 grams equals 4 to 5 ounces of chicken, fish, or lean meat, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, plus 2 tablespoons of whey protein, 3 eggs, plus 2 egg whites, 1.5 cups of lentils or beans. In a 12-week study comparing different protein distribution patterns while keeping total daily protein identical, the group consuming protein evenly across 3 meals gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing any other aspect of their lifestyle. This simple change can mean the difference between muscle maintenance and muscle loss as you age. The 5th habit, vitamin D optimization. Did you know that the muscle vitamin is deficient in over 80% of adults over 50? Most associate vitamin D exclusively with bone health, but its role in muscle function is equally vital yet less recognized. Your muscles contain vitamin D receptors that, when activated, initiate processes critical for strength, power, and recovery. A groundbreaking study showed that individuals with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% greater muscle strength than those with insufficient levels, plus improved reaction time, coordination, and balance. While conventional medicine defines vitamin D deficiency as levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter, research suggests levels above 40 ml are needed for optimal muscle health. Superagers typically maintain levels between 40-60 ml. Our skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight decreases by approximately 50% between ages 20 and 65. The conventional recommendation of 600-800 international units, IU, is inadequate for most people over 50. Research indicates the majority require 2,000-4,000 IU daily. Always test before supplementing. When supplementing, vitamin D3 is significantly more effective than vitamin D2. High-dose supplementation should be paired with adequate vitamin K2, which directs calcium to bones rather than allowing it to accumulate in arteries. The fourth habit: managing inflammation. What do exceptionally strong middle-aged and elderly people have in common? Remarkably low levels of systemic inflammation. Scientists have identified inflammaging, chronic low-grade inflammation that increases with age, as a key driver of muscle deterioration. This process causes muscle protein to break down faster than the body can replace it and blunts the anabolic signals that would normally promote muscle growth. A landmark study found that individuals with the highest inflammatory markers lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with the lowest levels, regardless of protein consumption or exercise habits. Superagers employ specific anti-inflammatory strategies. First is sleep quality, achieved through consistent bedtimes and sleeping in darkened rooms. Poor sleep accelerates muscle atrophy by increasing inflammatory cytokines by as much as 40%. Second is gut health. Research has identified age-related alterations in gut microbiota as a direct driver of inflammation. Superagers consume diverse plant foods, 30+ different varieties weekly, probiotic fermented foods, and varied fiber sources. Third, they carefully manage exercise intensity, with moderate intensity activity most days and brief high intensity intervals once or twice weekly. Finally, they incorporate anti-inflammatory compounds, omega-3 fatty acids, 2 to 3 grams daily, curcumin, and polyphenol-rich foods, berries, green tea, olive oil. The third habit: essential micronutrients. Superagers pay careful attention to specific micronutrients that enable muscle function. Without these nutrients, no amount of protein or exercise will prevent muscle loss. Magnesium leads the list, the forgotten electrolyte essential for over 300 enzyme reactions in muscle function. More than 70% of people over 50 are deficient, yet those with adequate levels show 30% stronger grip strength. Creatine isn't just for bodybuilders. 3 or 5 grams daily can significantly improve muscle mass, strength, and cognitive function in adults. Over 50 methylated B12 is critical as we age since stomach acid production declines, reducing B12 absorption. Common medications like PPIs and metformin deplete this vital nutrient that affects both nerve function and muscle energy production. Consider micronutrient testing to identify your unique nutritional gaps rather than relying on generic multivitamins. The second habit: preserving neuromuscular connections. When muscles weaken with age, the problem often isn't the muscle fibers themselves, but the connections between your nervous system and those muscles. These neuromuscular junctions deteriorate rapidly after age 60. 2 approaches help preserve these vital connections. First, engage in coordination-demanding activities like Tai Chi, dancing, tennis, or ping pong. These activities force your nervous system to recruit muscle fibers in precise patterns. Studies show these activities preserve connections 31% better than conventional exercise. Second, support neuromuscular health with nutrients like alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine. Simple breathing techniques practiced for just 5 minutes daily can increase neural activation by 15%. Surprisingly, challenging mental activities also help preserve muscle function since the neuromuscular system and brain share neural pathways. The first habit, progressive resistance training. The most crucial habit is what experts call the most powerful anti-aging drug ever discovered, progressive resistance training. Your muscles follow the use it or lose it principle with a crucial addition. To maintain them, you must progressively challenge them. Walking or using the same light weights consistently won't preserve muscle mass after 50. The Super Ager method differs in 4 key ways. They focus on intensity, not duration. Training to momentary muscle failure triggers protein synthesis for up to 72 hours. They emphasize compound movements that engage multiple muscle groups simultaneously rather than isolated exercises. They use progressive overload, gradually increasing the challenge over time. They emphasize the eccentric, lowering portions of exercises, which particularly benefit aging muscles. This approach works even for late starters. One study showed older adults beginning a 12-week program enhanced strength by 35% and gained 3.3 pounds of muscle. If you do only one thing from this entire discussion, make it progressive resistance training. Just 2 30-minute sessions weekly can profoundly impact how you age. These 7 evidence-based habits explain why some people maintain remarkable strength into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Progressive resistance training, preserving neuromuscular connections, optimizing essential micronutrients, managing inflammation, maintaining optimal vitamin D levels, strategic protein, timing, incorporating hormetic stressors. You don't need to implement all 7 perfectly. Even adopting 2 or 3 can yield significant improvements. Start with one that seems most achievable, then gradually add others. Remember, it's never too late to start. The investment you make today will pay dividends for decades, not just in strength, but in independence, disease resistance, and quality of life. The choice is yours. Accept the conventional narrative about inevitable decline, or embrace these strategies and write a different story for your future.